PC fam, welcome to another episode of Chill with Chill. We are here. This is going to be the last episode of Chill with Chill in this NBA season. So I'm happy that y'all are here. Chill, what's up, man? How you feeling?
Hey man, what I pride myself on is playing all 82. I think that's always been a big deal for me, playing all 82. And we coming to the end of the season. It's been a great season. Unfortunately, the guys that I thought were going to be in it aren't in it. But this has been fantastic. This has been one of the best finals that I've ever seen, Ox. I had these dudes getting mopped in 5 games. Here we are, Game 7. I'm here for it, big fella. I'm here for it, no doubt.
Man, Game 7. And we got a lot of Game 7 talk that we're going to get into today. We're going to get into this series a little bit. But let's go through some news going on in the league right now, Chill.
Yep.
So apparently, Jrue Holiday is, obviously we talked about him going to be traded soon. The Dallas Mavericks have come out as one of the teams that are very interested in Jrue. How do you think that fit would be, Chill?
I actually love it, to be honest with you, Ox. The money isn't outlandish. He's on the books for about 30. I think he's on the books for about 34, 35 million. The way that this team is put together is perfect for Jrue Holiday. So Kyrie Irving goes out of the lineup. This has basically been a defensive unit with Anthony Davis, Lively, Gafford, defense rebounding. This kid Max Christie is going to be something special. Then you got guys who can stretch the defense like Klay Thompson, who can still shoot it. And I think a guy like Jrue Holiday can definitely supplement until they get Irv back. I think he's perfect for what they're doing, 100%. I thought that this Dallas crew, before Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving went down, I thought that they were going to be trouble in the Western Conference. I thought that they could be right there at the end with Oklahoma City, with Minnesota. I thought that they could be right there. You weren't high on Oklahoma City anyway, but I thought that if they ran into Dallas again, I thought Dallas would give them everything that they were looking for, everything.
Yeah.
And if you put Jrue Holiday in this lineup, still young enough to move, still smart enough to play on a championship unit, and he's basically been the missing cog if you think about what's been going on throughout the course of his career. We upgrade from Bledsoe to Jrue Holiday, win the NBA championship. We upgrade from Marcus Smart to Jrue Holiday, win the NBA championship. We're going to move. We don't have Kyrie Irving, so we don't really have anything going on right now. So if we could trade for Jrue Holiday, I'm not sure Boston would give him away to Dallas, but if they did, and what it would cost them, I don't think it would cost them anything in their starting lineup. But what it would cost them, I think he could be the difference in them being in the Western Conference Championship and being in the NBA Finals, Ox. I do.
I could definitely see that. You add Jrue Holiday to a team and obviously add the young fella Cooper Flag, who I'm assuming they're going to take with the number 1. I think that's a pretty obvious choice. Yes. I think this team just gets better and better. I like Dallas. I just don't know, what they're going to do without Kyrie for them first months. I don't know how long.
Yep.
But I think Jrue Holiday would be a nice addition. I would be excited to see that.
If you look at their crew, to your point, if you look at their crew and you look at the way that they're set up to win now. I mean, that's why they got Anthony Davis, right? They're set up to win now. That's why they got Anthony Davis. And if you look at their roster and the way it's put together with Najee Marshall, with PJ Washington, with Daniel Gafford, right? Without Kyrie Irving, but add in Derek Lively, Max Christie, add all of these guys into it. Spencer Dinwiddie is still on the crew. I think this crew is perfect for what Jrue Holiday does. Perfect for him. And this team will be built around. You've said this to me numerous times, and I feel like this too. I mean, there's more than one way to skin a cat. We live in we live in a league where if you see one team doing it this way, wait a minute, okay, that's how we have to do it. No, we don't. No, we do not have to do it that way. We can still. There've been plenty of teams that are built on defense. There are plenty of teams that are built on not just defense but playing fast. And I feel like this. I feel like this Dallas team. I feel like they are built that way. And to add Jrue Holiday, who's still viable, still viable. Right. I think he'd be perfect for what they're doing.
Yeah, I've heard a couple times from different people that Jrue isn't. I guess he's not valuable anymore. Jrue's not going to be able to help a championship team, and I just disagree with that. Strongly disagree with that, Chill. I strongly disagree. I think you put Jrue on the right team. I think Dallas, Miami. There's the list goes on. I don't even want to start the list because I won't be able to stop the list.
Take the Van Fleet off the floor and put Jrue Holiday on the floor. I think he helps them too.
I hate to say it, but the Lakers, you know, I mean, there's a lot of teams. There's 100%. A lot of teams that Jrue can help, you know. So,
Ox, it wasn't a coincidence that Steve Kerr made it clear that no matter what else I got going on, that dude need to be on the floor. That was not a coincidence. And Jrue Holiday is one of those players that no matter what else you got going on, he is in the rotation. He's on the floor. Right. Figure it out.
That's how I feel. And there's a guy in the chat right now saying, as a Mavs fan, we don't want Jrue. Well, I guess you don't want a good basketball team.
You really don't. You don't. You
don't. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. Like, we don't want Jrue Holiday.
Good.
Those words. Those are five words. A 5-word sentence that I think I've never heard. I think I've heard most things, but I've never heard somebody say we don't want Jrue Holiday.
If you line up the teams, in the NBA that's close to winning it, how many of those teams would say we don't want Jrue Holiday? Line them all up. Yeah. To be honest with you, Ox, if you looked at the Cavs, if you looked at Boston, still loves him. The Knicks, Indiana, as good as they are, if we could get Jrue Holiday here, we do it. Hell yes.
Yeah, please.
Milwaukee, they would welcome Jrue Holiday back tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope you would turn that down. Like, don't send me there. If I send me there, I'm not playing. You know, Chill. And there's been a lot of trade talks. In other trade talks, the Kevin Durant thing. So apparently, Miami has made it very clear that they have no intentions on trading the young fella Khalil Ware.
Yep.
So, and I know you're happy about that, Chill. I know
I am.
Yeah, I know you think that's the same thing. Like, why would we give him up for a guy that we don't know how he has much longer? And not only that, Chill, but it looks like the Spurs are not expected to make a move for Kevin Durant now either.
Well, when you have a guy at Kevin Durant's age, when you have a guy who's making the kind of money that he's making, and on top of that, on that kind of deal, what are you willing to spend in order to push you over the top? Now, sure, Ox, there have been some circumstances in the past. When he was in Brooklyn, there were some circumstances on why they didn't do it. Then he goes to Phoenix, and this whole thing falls apart. So here we are again in September of this year. He's going to be 37. That's a month away from opening night. He's going to be 37 years old. He's on an expiring deal next year, which means he's going to be a rental. With him being a rental, if I'm a team, does Kevin Durant push us over the top and not make us a championship contender, Ox? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, does Kevin Durant push us in that category where we are winning this thing? And don't get me wrong, there are no guarantees with winning, and you definitely need some things to go your way. But is Kevin Durant, when you put him on that San Antonio Spurs team, considering what it's going to cost you, $54 million, we got to make the money match. In addition to making the money match, the Phoenix Suns, they're looking for draft picks. They're looking for young guys. So I'm going to have to give up something substantial for Kevin Durant. Same thing with the Miami Heat. They're looking for draft picks, and they're looking for something substantial in order to get Kevin Durant, right? I mean, not Phoenix is looking for draft picks and if they're giving up Kevin Durant. With that being said, right? With that being said, if I'm Miami, if I'm San Antonio, if I get Kevin Durant on our crew, what do I have to give up to get him? And is he the difference in what we're doing at 37 years old? Is he pushing us over the top? Because again, Ox, this kid Khalil Ware looks to me like, one, I think he's going to be an all-star one day. In addition to him being an all-star, he's my starting five man. I got him for the next 10 years. That's him right there. In addition to him, I think I got my power forward in Bam, who has now moved over to the 4 spot. the clock is ticking on Andrew. The clock is ticking on Wiggins, and the clock is ticking on Wiggins. I'm gonna have to pay Tyler Hero at some point. I just think that this Miami Heat team is a lead guard away from really challenging in the Eastern Conference. And I know I sound ridiculous with that, but I just like the makeup of that. And I'm not giving up Khalil Ware for a 1-year rental that I may lose next year if I'm close. To your point, if I'm close, I want to have something that's going to push me over the top. I don't think KD pushes me over the top. I don't. Not that 5 years ago, we could have this conversation. 100%. I would do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, 5 years ago, it wouldn't even be. There would be nothing to talk about. Like if you y'all saw you want Khalil Ware, come on. You know?
Yeah. Let's do it.
But
I'm good.
But my thing with because I feel the same way about Miami. I don't think they're far away. I know we talked about it on the panel yesterday, or not yesterday, a couple of days ago. And I think I'm with you on that. I think if Miami could pluck a guy like Ja Morant, who I think, I don't think he's as expensive as people think he is.
Yeah.
I mean, the contract wise, you know what I'm saying, of course, but I just think that Miami's a lot closer than they look. So I wouldn't be looking to get rid of my young guys that are playing significant minutes, especially with the Kevin Durant situation, because you just never know how that's going to go. And you got Andrew Wiggins, you got Tyler Hero, you got Bam Adebayo. I like that at my 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? So if I could just find a way to get a good point guard, I would stick with it. I wouldn't be looking to make any major moves if I was Miami. Now, the Spurs, on the other hand, I think they should reconsider. I think the Spurs should look into maybe grabbing KD. And also another team we just talked about, Dallas. I was big on the Dallas move. Obviously not for that draft pick. Definitely not for Cooper Flag. That's not even a thought. But I think they could still make a move.
Ox, is that a deal breaker? I need, if you want KD, I need that number 1 pick. Is that a deal breaker?
My thing, Chill, is if you ask for the number 1, I might feel so disrespected to stop negotiating with you.
Like, we're done talking. There's no reason for us to talk.
I'm like, yo, we can make something happen, but you're just coming in here with this, like, you're not serious. You know what I'm saying? You're just not serious. I think we just need to just end this right now. Yeah. All you're gonna do is waste my time for a week or two, and I'm just gonna end up having to trade him somewhere else. So I'm not playing. I'm not gonna play with you. Hey, this is serious business right now. I'm not about to play.
You think we playing around here? Come on, man. What you think we doing? You think we playing games? Like, let's get serious here. I'm asking for KD. What are you willing? What are you? I'm asking for KD. What do you want for him? So again, we're trying to be serious here. Okay.
Right.
Okay. We're not playing games here. Well, how about that number 1 pick? Okay, you're not serious. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, get out. All right. Get out. So you got to realize too. Like, Nico just recently got back in semi good graces with some of the fans. A lot of the fan base still hates his guts. And even the ones that are coming around, they're still salty at Nico. Like, Nico is still not in the clear. You know what I mean? So imagine trading Cooper Flag, the number 1 pick, for an NBA great. A guy that's going to be in the Hall of Fame before he even retires. Like, KD's in the Hall of Fame already. KD is an all-time great. He's a top 5 small forward we ever seen. He's one of the best scorers we've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? He's amazing. But you can't trade Cooper Flag for him at 37. Like, no, you can't do that. So if he were to do that, he would go right back. He would go right back into, I need 24-hour security. I can't sit in my seat. You know what I mean?
So Ox, I just got brought back in the house. Like, I was in a hotel a couple of days ago. I just got brought back in the house. And now I'm gonna be out again 2 nights later, and I'm out all night again. No, I'm not doing that. No. I'm not doing that, Ox. That just doesn't make any sense.
Shit. Come on, man.
No. What are you doing? No,
man. And it's that's just
logical.
It's so crazy. Yeah, you can't do that. But I would still, if I was Dallas, if I was San Antonio, I would still try to make a deal work. But obviously, the 1 pick is not an option. The 2 pick is not an option. You know what I mean? For the San Antonio, I would that 14 pick though, I would consider coming off of that for Kevin Durant. But the 2, no.
To be honest with you, Ox, and I my biggest issue with KD, 1 is his age, 2 is the contract, 3 is me losing him. But him and Wemby, it sounds so enticing. It just does. Him and Wemby being the defender that he is, the rim protector that he is, the paint presence that he is. So I don't think that we're going to have an issue on defense. We're not. On the top of us not having an issue on defense, he's going to get better offensively. So in addition to him getting better offensively, I got a bucket getter. Can I hold on to Foxy? If I can hold on to Foxy and give up some other stuff, you know what I accept. And again, I already told you my concerns and what I don't want to do. But this setup between him and Wemby and Foxy, I don't hate it at all. I really like, especially in the Western Conference. I do like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll probably have to come off of Devin Vassell, which I wouldn't want to do.
Right,
but
if that's what it takes, let's say Devin Vassell. What gets this deal done, Ox? So Devin Vassell, Sochan. I'm going to take that number 14 pick off your hands too.
That's if that's as far as I'm willing to go, Chill. If I got to come off of Devin Vassell and the 14, there's not much more coming behind that. Like, this isn't going to be the 14 Devin. This isn't going to be Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, the 14, and then 3 more first. Like, no, that's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want Devin Vassell in the 14, take that, and maybe Sochan or Keldon, and after that, like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant's 37 years old. He's not. There's no guarantee that we keep him longer. So I'm not doing too much more. You're not getting 4 or 5 first-round draft picks. I think that's insane. Like, that's insane. So I hope that however it happens and whoever Kevin Durant gets traded to, whether it's the Raptors, whatever team, I just hope it's just not a complete. I hope it's just not one of those situations where a team's like, we're gonna get Kevin Durant. Oh my God, it's Kevin Durant, and they just lose their cool and give up all their future draft picks. Like what Orlando did to get Desmond Bane. I think it sounded worse than it was. You know what I mean? But the difference is Desmond Bane isn't 37.
Or I think he just turned 27 or 28, something like that. So I got a bunch more years left in him. So I'm comfortable with that. And again, with KD, the thing that I'm concerned with, like I told you about the contract, I mean, how much longer does KD have? I don't think that there's a world where KD plays like 5 more years. And the reason why I don't think he plays 5 more years, Ox, and I maybe had this conversation with you already, but I don't think he plays 5 more years because KD is exactly that. I think he's a baller. And I don't think he's going to cheat the game. Like, if I can't play at the level that I used to be able to play at, I'm not just going to be here for a paycheck. And just because I want to get a run, I'm not going to do that. No, that's not what I'm about. So if I'm trading for KD, I'm expecting. I think I could get another year. I think I could get another year, 2 years tops out of him at this level. I think I could get 2 more years tops out of him at this level. So what does that look like in terms of a cost? I think I could give up a draft pick, maybe 2. 4 or 5 ones? No, I'm not interested in that. No, I'm not interested in that at all. In addition to making the money work, I think that I could give up a 1. A 1 is, I think a 1 goes without saying. Specifically, if I'm dealing with San Antonio, I think a 1 goes without saying. A 2, we can discuss that. Sure, we can definitely discuss a 2. That's as far as I'm going, Ox. I'm not giving up anything more than 2 1s. No, I'm not doing 3, 4, 5 1s for KD. No, I'm not doing that.
No, especially if Devin Vassell's already involved in. And my thing about it is, whether or not Kevin Durant, like you already kind of touched on this, but whether or not Kevin Durant says I will sign an extension or not, it's not so much about your willingness to sign an extension. It's more so about your ability to stay Kevin Durant for 2 or 3 more seasons. Like, you can't beat Father Time. And I don't know if I don't know if I'm willing to bank on you being LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know. I just don't know if I can gamble with me thinking that you're going to be able to play at this level at 40, 41 years old. Everybody's not Bron. Bron is different. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I could just bank on that.
And to your point, we've had season-ending injuries from you. We've had that before. And we've had you breaking down throughout the course of over the last 5 years. So that's why I'm reluctant to move on with you past 2 years. That's why I'm reluctant to do that, because I think I could get it. I think I can get 2 more years out of you tops. So I would probably sign a 3-year deal with a team option after the 2nd year. But I don't know if he'd agree to a team option. I think he would agree to a player option. But I'm not really comfortable giving Kevin Durant like 122 over the next 2 years with a player option after the 3rd. I'm not comfortable with that.
Right. And so, and with that being said. Excuse me. With that being said, KD's had multiple opportunities, multiple good teams, multiple chances to win championships. So it's not really press for him. You know what I'm saying? He's had a hell of a career. Unlike another guy who believes he never really had the opportunity to win a championship. And we're gonna take it back a couple decades. Tracy McGrady recently said on First Take that he doesn't believe he ever had the opportunity to win a championship. Chill, as somebody that was around at the time, of an avid NBA guy, what do you think about that take from Tracy McGrady?
To be honest with you, I don't love it. And the reason why I don't love it is because, I mean, I think about, where he was throughout the course of his career. And a lot of that had to do with his inability to stay healthy. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Tracy McGrady, in terms of a talent, he was one of the best. There weren't many scorers, all-around players that were better than him. But a lot of him not having an opportunity to win had to do with him being hurt and him not being available. I mean, he was on that Rockets team in 2008 that when the Celtics won the NBA championship. He was on that team. They won 22 straight games, and they ended up getting bounced. I think Yao ended up getting hurt that year. They ended up throwing a monkey wrench in what they were trying to that ended up throwing a monkey wrench in what they were trying to do. But I feel like Tracy McGrady, with him not having an opportunity to win, I think a lot of injuries, and with the injuries, also with timing, had a lot to do with him not being able to win an NBA championship. Now, don't get me wrong. I do think that there were times when he had an opportunity to advance. Prime example would be in 2004 when they had Detroit down 3-1. You can close that series out. That series should have been closed. I'm an avid believer that if you got a team down 3-1, I can get you a game. If I'm what you say I am, I could get you a game. I don't care what game it is, whether it's game 1, game 4, games. I can get you a game because I've seen guys do that throughout the course of their careers. That jump on my back tonight. I got us. I'm gonna win this. With that being said, I think that winning an NBA championship is very difficult. It takes a lot to win an NBA championship. A lot of these guys have been in situations where they've been lucky. I don't think Tracy McGrady has had the luck in terms of health in order to be there, but he damn sure had the game to get there. In terms of opportunity, he may be right in some aspect, but I don't love it because he did have an opportunities in some areas to win and to advance in the playoffs.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe the only thing that really stopped him, except for that, that Detroit thing, which they should have took care of business. But I think a lot of it was injury. I think a lot of it was injury for Tracy McGrady, for him and his teammates. I mean, the year when the year they really had legit action, had a solid chance, I think was the year when Yao got hurt. So I think I could see where he's coming from, but at the same time, it's just gotta. I don't ever question T-Mac's game, his talent. It's just the carryability. It's just T-Mac. It seems like when I look at it like carryability, it's like you're obviously a great talent. You're obviously a great player, but how impactful was your basketball game? You know what I mean? Like guys like Kobe. I think Kobe's basketball game was just more impactful than Tracy McGrady's. And so with that being said, I hear where T-Mac's coming from. I'm not sure how much of that I agree with, though.
I also think about Tracy McGrady as a cog. I don't think of him. I mean, I think of him as an awesome, second guy. I think of him like Scottie Pippen, like what Scottie Pippen was, like an awesome number 2 guy. Now he went to another space to show that I am a number 1. And he proved that he could get you to the playoffs. So Tracy McGrady has proven that I'm a number 1 on a playoff team. He was able to get you to the playoffs. He can do that. Now, like I've said to you in the past, Ox, there's levels to this. I'm a number 1 on a playoff team, a number 1 on a contender, a number 1 on a championship team. Those 3 things are not the same. And I feel like Tracy McGrady was a number 1 on a playoff team. I don't think he was a guy, even if you put the pieces around him, he was the guy that like James, right? Like Bryant, like Lajuan, the guy that you can Duncan, you can throw him on your back and we can get it done with him. I don't think that he was that guy. But as far as him having the opportunity, I mean, he's had some unfortunate luck. Yes, he had some unfortunate luck, but he did have some opportunities to win, and he didn't take it.
Now, I mean, with that being said, though, I think if T-Mac had the squad that Kobe had, I'm not talking about the early squad. Of course, he wins with them. I'm talking about, with Gasol in him, I think T-Mac wins with them. I 100% think T-Mac wins with them. I don't, besides before the team when Yao got hurt, when did T-Mac have a team like that?
The year that I'm thinking about, I don't ever think as the guy, I don't ever think he had that. I mean, he had the opportunity to win when he was in Philly. No, I'm sorry, not in Philly, in Toronto, and he ended up stepping off that and going in another direction. He had Yao for those 2 years, but Yao was in and out of the lineup, which kind of sucked, right? Yao was in and out of the lineup, so that was awful. But to answer your question, Ox, I think when you win 22 straight games, man, I think that it's difficult for me to believe that that's fool's gold.
Right, but that's the year Yao got hurt, though, right?
It was the year. I mean, he actually played more games than he did the previous season, though. And I don't think they had him in the playoffs, so that kind of sucked. I thought they could have went further than what they did that year, though. I definitely thought they could have went further. But to answer T-Mac's question, he may not have had the opportunity to win an NBA championship, but he's definitely had the opportunity to go further in the playoffs. Definitely had that.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Sure, I think people. First of all, I think people sleep on how good. Matter of fact, they're not sleep. People know how good Pau Gasol was. They just don't want to admit how good Pau Gasol was.
He was a top 15 player in the game, 100%.
Right. And that's, I mean, 2010, Pau Gasol could have got Finals MVP. Now, obviously, Kobe was the best player on that basketball team. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying let's keep it real. Pau Gasol was nice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But and on top of that too, I mean, if Doc Rivers just allows Tim Duncan's family on the team playing, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we're having a whole different conversation. You know what I'm saying? If you know me, if that's all I'm saying.
You should have been fired for that alone, Ox.
Right.
You should have been fired for that alone. Like when I heard that, I'm like, man, ain't no way that's true.
Right. So while I understand that T-Mac he underachieved, he didn't reach places that a lot of us thought he could have got to. I want to be clear that T-Mac never had the teams Kobe Bryant had. Never. He never had those teams.
No, he never had
shit. And that's not even up for debate. That's not even up for debate. Like even those last three runs that 08, 09, and 10, I think those teams right there. And I'm only comparing him to Kobe Bryant because it was the same time. Kobe and T-Mac, they were in the league together, and they were both great together. So that's all I'm saying. I think if T-Mac had the teams Kobe had, he has 5 rings too. So that's all. That's no knock to Kobe.
Like we don't give the Lakers enough credit for that. The team that won the NBA championship in 09, that was a good ass team, Ox. That was a damn
really
good team. Right? That was a damn good team he was on. I mean, we talk about them winning the NBA championship. Well, Kobe had Pau Gasol. He also had Trevor Ariza. He had Derek Fisher, right? He had a bunch of good. He had Lamar Odom. That was a damn good team he was on. Damn good team. From a talent standpoint, Tracy McGrady has never had anything like that. I'm not going to argue that, Ox. No, I won't. I won't argue that. But again, I do think that he had opportunities to get out of the first round. I do.
Yeah, not getting out of the first round is absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like regardless, your teams weren't that great. So getting out of the first round, can't forgive that. Not winning the championship, I see why. I know why you didn't win the championship. You know what I'm saying? But not getting out of the first round, that's unexcusable. You should have at least got to, what I'm saying, made some deeper runs. But that's all with that. Let me see. I want to talk about let's bring it back to today. Let's bring it back to today. And I want to talk about I'm sorry, I just lost it, y'all. I had it right here. I'll get it right back. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. Got it. I want to talk about this Indiana Pacers team. A lot of people are saying that they see similarities in this team in the last team that Rick Carlisle won a championship with, the 2011 Dallas Mavericks. So I want to ask you, what do you think about this? So I'll show you this graphic. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's the graphic. It's kind of blurry. What they have is a power forward good at scoring, Dirk Pascal. A point guard good at passing, Jason Kidd, Tyrese Halliburton. An undersized white guy with that dog in him, JJ Barea, who's Puerto Rican, and TJ McConnell.
By the way.
And TJ McConnell. And a bunch of other good players too. Do you see any of these similarities, sure, or do you think this is kind of a reach?
So let's start the conversation, Ox, with the first one that you just said. A good scorer in the power forward spot. Dirk was not a good scorer. So let's stop that right now. We can start and stop the conversation. There's a gap between Pascal Siakam and Dirk Nowitzki as bucket getters in 2011. Dirk was elite. Dirk was not a good scorer. He was elite as a bucket getter, right? And not only was he elite as a bucket getter, he was so good at picking spots on the floor where he could get buckets and picking when to score. I mean, if you remember that Dallas game, that finals game in 2011, it was game 6, as a matter of fact, the closeout game. He wasn't very good early on. And the way it was going, they were going to lose. And it was Jason Terry who basically gave him the pep talk. And Dirk came out in that second half and, just keep it close and I'll end it. As far as a point guard, okay, Jason Kidd was a little long in the tooth at that point. He was in year 14. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton is in year 5. I think he's in year 5. He's a lot younger. And I know this is going to sound blasphemous, Ox, but I think Tyrese Halliburton this year is better than Jason Kidd in year 14. I'm going to take Tyrese Halliburton over Jason Kidd, a 2010, 2011 Jason Kidd. I'm taking Tyrese Halliburton. That doesn't mean that Tyrese Halliburton is better than Jason Kidd overall. I'm talking about Jason Kidd in year 14, 2010, 2011, year 15, that Jason Kidd. I'm going to take Tyrese Halliburton over him. The distributor that he is, how fast he is. Jason Kidd had lost a step. He wasn't as fast as he used to be. Still awesome, still great. But I am going to go with I am going to go with Tyrese Halliburton in this aspect. Now, if you look at the rest of them dudes, I'm on the Ox train. It took me a minute. Ox, you've been grabbing at my t-shirt. You've been telling me to get on this train. I'm taking TJ McConnell over JJ Barea every day and twice on Sunday. Every day and twice on Sunday, I'm doing that. So
chill. I got another graphic for TJ. TJ McConnell is the first bench player in NBA history to score 60+ points, 25+ assists, and 15+ rebounds in the NBA Finals.
One of those necessary, right? One of those necessary rotation guys who comes in and gives you exactly what you need, that burst of energy that you need, continuously puts the pressure on the defense. In addition to him putting pressure on the defense, right? In addition to him putting pressure on the defense, he's a dog on defense. He will compete on the defensive end. I love that about him. But then I also got those other guys like Nesmith. I can get with the Deshaun Stevenson Nesmith thing. I could get with that. I don't think that that's a reach, right? I don't think that that's that far. But Mathurin and Sean Marion, I'm not trying to hear that, right? I'm not trying to hear Sean Marion. I'm not entertaining that, and I'm definitely not entertaining Miles Turner and Tyson Chandler. I'm definitely not. I'm not entertaining that at all. So,
Are you entertaining? Are you entertaining? Ben Shepherd and Peja?
No. I'm not entertaining that neither. Because Shep can give me some good minutes, but he's not even close to the sniper that Peja is. Even at that time. Right. Even at that time, Peja is a different sniper. So no, I'm not entertaining that at all. But
I'm still looking for the Jason Terry.
The Jason Terry on Indiana, to be honest with you, Ox, it's TJ. That's who it is.
Okay, right. Okay.
That's exactly who it is. It's TJ. It's that guy. So, man, yeah, I look at that Dallas team in 2011. I don't think they're superior to Indiana. I do see a couple of similarities, but I think Rick Carlisle is so much wiser today than what he was in 2011. I think he's a lot smarter. I think he's a little calmer, but he's a coach, and I know that he'll flip out on you because I've seen him do it on the sideline. No doubt about that. He definitely will give referees the business, but I love his rotations. I love everything he's doing with his bigs, but that personnel that he had in 2011, like, we don't give that Dallas team nearly enough credit. They were a top 10 defense. They had a great number one in Dirk Nowitzki. Jason Kidd was still a viable point guard. They had one of the better transition games in the game. They had a great defensive five-man in Tyson Chandler. They had a good backup five-man in Brendan Haywood. That was a good team, Ox. That was a damn good team. And it was improbable what they ended up doing when they beat the Heat. I was blown away by that fact that they beat the Heat.
Yeah. So we made that comparison. 2011 Dallas Mavericks and the 2025 Indiana Pacers. Now, another comparison has been brought up in Scottie Pippen and Jalen Williams, J-Dub. And Scottie says, I see him being greater than me. You know what I'm saying? With how the game is played and it being open. So what do you think about that comparison? Is that a close comparison, a fair comparison? And do you think J-Dub is in fact better than Scottie Pippen?
I don't think that it's I'm not going to, what I don't want to do is I don't want to slight J-Dub, because I think that J-Dub is on his way to doing something special. I think Scottie Pippen in year 3, that was the 87, 88, 88, 89, the 89-90 season when they lost to the Pistons in the East Finals in 90. I mean, I think that we got two different players, but I think what Scottie Pippen is looking at is, I think he's looking at J-Dub's freedom in the offense, but I look at Scottie Pippen's skill set and I look at him playing in the triangle, and that offense was a perfect fit for his skill set, because Scottie Pippen was more of a lead guard who turned into a small forward, right? So with his skill set, his ability to pass in the triangle. I mean, I don't know if you know this, Ox. You probably do because you're a Scottie guy. I mean, he's the all-time passing leader for small forwards. That includes Bird, right? James just passed him like 3 years ago. So when he retired, he was the all-time passing leader for small forwards. That offense was that offense was great for him. So if I look at him, I look at him as a transition player. I look at him in the half court with the mid-range that he has. I look at him, his ability to get downhill, not just to navigate screens and get around screens, but Scottie Pippen's ability to come off screens and knock down open shots. Scottie Pippen's ability to manipulate defenses when he would come off screens and get downhill, being able to drop the ball off to the big, being able to drop the ball off or draw and kick to another guy. I think he's much better than J-Dub at that. However, I can appreciate what he sees in J-Dub because I love J-Dub as a defender, right? I don't just love J-Dub as a defender. I love him as a transition player. I love how his hands stay busy, how he stays in passing lanes and speeds up and speeds up the game. His ability to do that makes him way more viable than people give him credit for. Now, with that being said, this Scottie Pippen in year 3 and J-Dub in year 3, I mean, I don't think that there's I don't think that there's much there. Now we don't know what J-Dub looks like in year 5 or year 7, right? We do know what Scottie Pippen looked like at that time, and there's a considerable gap, right?
Right.
But just going off of what I see right now, I mean, I think that I don't think that we're there yet with him. No.
Yeah. I think it's, for me, it's just kind of, it's hard because I've seen the finished product of Scottie Pippen. Yeah, I mean, I think it's perfectly fair, and there's nothing wrong with comparing J-Dub to Scottie Pippen. I think I can see that, and I'll actually love the comparison, and I love J-Dub's game. Where I'm having the issue is, I know J-Dub made an all-defense team this year, y'all. I know that. I'm very well aware of that. But Scottie Pippen was 6'9". You know what I'm saying? 6'9", arms that could touch this wall in my house and that wall in my house at the same time. I think where J-Dub has an advantage is half court scoring. I do think J-Dub probably is right now and probably will be a better scorer in the offensive set. Although I do believe that Scottie Pippen is very underrated in that. I do think a lot of people think Scottie Pippen just couldn't do anything when the game slowed down, and that's just not true.
He was a great half-court player. Great.
Yeah, so that's what I see. I think Scottie Pippen is kind of underrated in that point. But I can see the comparison. I'm not mad at it. I disagree with Scottie, saying that he's, but I think Scottie probably is looking at it how you said, Chill, year 3 versus year 3.
Yes.
J-Dub has a high trajectory. How much better is J-Dub going to get? Nobody knows.
Right.
That's, Chill, I don't really care much for the ceiling talk. You know what I mean? I think it's cool because I love to talk ball. And so my thing is I've had all types of basketball conversations. I'm fine with it. Like, we can talk about it, but how much weight does it really hold? Like, for us to sit here and be like, oh, well, he's going to be better at this and that. Like, you don't know that.
We don't know that.
Nobody has any idea who's going to get better at what. There's no way for you to know that. So for anybody that's going to pretend like, oh, no, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like.
And I can 100% to your point, Ox, and I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. But I think that we can project. Like, you can see greatness in somebody. You can see somebody turning into something, right?
Right.
I didn't think Scottie Pippen was as good as he turned out to be. I didn't think he was going to be that good. I did know that he was turning into something special. I did know that. But did I know that he was going to be that good? No, I didn't know that. But as far as what's going on with him and J-Dub, I mean, Scottie's a little bit bigger than him. Like you just said, he's 6'9". At 6'9", that allows me, with my skill set, to do more things than you. That allows me to run faster because, I mean, Scottie Pippen was a superior athlete, right? Like, we don't give Scottie Pippen nearly as much credit as the athlete that he is. Scottie Pippen was a superior athlete. He was a superior finisher at the rim. He was a great stop and pop guy. Knocking down shots. Now, he developed that where he got better at it, no doubt about that, right? He developed it and got better at it, but in year 3, he wasn't awesome at it. He was becoming that. So, as far as right now, I think that where Scottie is, I can appreciate it, but the idea of him being greater because Scottie said because he's got more offensive freedom, I don't buy that at all because I think that offense that Scottie Pippen played in when the triangle was implemented, that offense was perfect for his skill set. Perfect.
Right. And the thing about it is, I know a lot of people would say, because if we were just having this conversation, and let's say we weren't basing it on the Scottie Pippen opinion, if it was just a conversation we were having, somebody would interject and say, well, Scottie Pippen said it himself that J-Dub was better, so he's got to be better. I don't live by that. I don't believe that because the opposite won't be true. If Scottie Pippen said that, no, J-Dub will never be as good as me, you would know, what I'm saying? People would be like, oh, well, he's just saying that because this, he's hating, you know what I'm saying? So I never take the player's word for it when it comes to comparison. You know what I'm saying? I do value players' opinion when they talk about players they've played against and they say, man, this guy could do this guy could do that. Maybe you didn't really know, maybe it's stuff that we can't see on TV that players can feel on the court. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I take into account. Big, like if a player played against another player. But I do appreciate that Scottie Pippen isn't, you know what I'm saying, isn't being the typical old head and is saying, just giving the young fella some love and respect because J-Dub deserves it. He's exceeded my expectations by far this playoff run. Shout out to J-Dub, and I hope he just continues to get better. As far as the Scottie Pippen comparisons right now, I don't think we're there yet.
We had this conversation a little bit earlier, and I'll end it with this, that I thought that J-Dub, we had the J-Dub conversation, not the Scottie Pippen, I apologize. I thought that he was a year away, Ox. I didn't think that where we are with him, I thought we were next year. I thought this was next year for him. I didn't think that we were there yet. He's in year 3. We had the inexperienced conversation, and I felt like the Oklahoma City Thunder, if they were going to win, because I had them against the Celtics in the NBA Finals, and I thought that J-Dub was a year away from really being what I thought he was going to be. Turns out he looks like a viable number 2. He looks like exactly what you're looking for in a number 2. So I was wrong about that. 100% I was. He's definitely the real deal. Definitely.
Right. Chill, you say that, and it reminds me of the Jaylen Brown J-Dub's talk. So I just, I wish the Celtics were here so Jaylen Brown could bust his ass. That's what I do. I wish the Celtics were here so Jaylen Brown could teach that young boy a lesson. So these dudes in the comments and all around the world can stop this nonsense. That boy not ready for Jaylen Brown. He not ready. Okay. I just want y'all to understand that. But let's talk about this Game 7, y'all. Let's talk about where we are today, because Game 7 is tomorrow. Man, it's bittersweet, y'all. The season's about to be over. Chill, is this like one of the better series that we've seen in a while? Like, I hope Game 7 is all the fireworks, a close game, because this series has been amazing.
I'm thinking about great playoff series that I've seen. And I'm not just talking about the NBA Finals, like the 2021 Finals between Phoenix and Milwaukee. Milwaukee was down 2-0, come back and beat them dudes 4 straight. That was wildly impressive for me. The Heat and the Lakers in the Finals in 2020, that was a great series. The Heat and the Celtics in Game 7 in the NBA championship, in the East Finals in 22. But I feel like this series that we have here between Indiana and Oklahoma City, the reason why it is what it is because of how much of an underdog Indiana was. I had them getting mopped, Dice. I had them getting mopped, Docs. 4 straight. I'm sorry, not 4 straight. 5 games. That's where I had them at. I had them getting out in 5 games. So with that being said, the fact that they pushed this to 7 games in the manner that they pushed it in, forcing the tempo, not just forcing the tempo, being a lot tougher than I thought they were. This kid TJ, man. I mean, he just came out of nowhere for me. He did, Ox. And you've been talking to me about him all year long. TJ McConnell this, TJ McConnell that. I have not given TJ McConnell the amount of credit that needs to be given. TJ McConnell is playing like this is the NBA championship. He's not playing like, yo, this is the playoffs. No, he's playing like I'm probably never going to get another opportunity to play in the NBA championship again. So I can tell you right now, I am going to leave my mark. 100% I'm going to leave my mark. And if we lose, it's going to be me giving everything. If we win, it's going to be me giving everything. And I'm going to have a lot to do with this.
So he playing like the Rents do, Chill.
Yes, he playing like, yo, if I don't get this money, they cutting the lights off by Monday. That's how he's playing. He is playing like, yo, I open up the refrigerator and ain't nothing in here but 2 bottles of water and some ice trays. We need this money. We need this money.
We eating ice cube soup, man.
We need this money. And I got they depended on me to get it. So I feel like this series, I feel like Coach Dagnall is doing a bang-up job. He's going up against a great coach in Rick Carlisle, who's coaching his ass off. I feel like the coaching matchup has been stellar. I can't remember seeing a better coached series than these two guys. I remember with the Heat and with the Heat in Boston in 2022. That was a great coach series with Spo. But in terms of just sheer action and drama, I haven't seen nothing like this in a long time, Ox. I haven't.
Yeah. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yes.
I think so. Chill. Since it is Game 7, Tyrese Halliburton has been having some pretty big late game shots, late game heroics, right? I've seen people say that and I just saw somebody comment to this a second ago as well, that Tyrese is going to hit a game winner for Game 7. It's going to be iconic, right? Chill. Let's talk about some of the Game 7s that went the other way. Star players maybe not showing up.
I mean, garbage, like trash.
2 thumbs down. Let's. Have you seen many? Have you seen many of those, Chill?
Let's see. I've seen some bad ones. John Starks in '94, 2 for 18, 0 for 11 at the long ball line.
Damn,
trash. He couldn't give us anything that night. Nothing. I mean, there was a running joke that John Starks tried to shoot himself in the head and he missed. So I mean, it was stuff like that going on. Yeah, I know that's crazy, Ox. Because I mean, I thought that he emptied it in Game 6. Right. I felt like John Starks had emptied it in Game 6. Magic in '84. That's where the tragic Magic logic came from. I mean, a lot of people will look at Magic stat line. He had a double-double that day. 7 turnovers, turned the ball over at the end of the game when they were trying to get back in it. They were down 14 in the third. I'm sorry, in the third quarter, they were down 14, and they ended up cutting it. They ended up cutting the lead to 4. Magic comes down in the fourth. Michael Cooper hits a 3. They cut the lead to 4. Michael Cooper blocks Dennis Johnson's shot, comes back down, gets it to James Worthy. James Worthy pops one, cuts the lead to 4. We're back in it. He comes right back down the very next trip, tries to drive, turns the ball over. Celtics get the ball back, game's over. 7 turnovers that night, Hawks. Killed us. But the worst, there isn't one worse than the infamous Dennis Johnson. It can't be any worse than Dennis Johnson, Hawks. In 78 in the NBA championship against the Bullets. 0 for 14, Hawks. Trash. Garbage from the floor. 0 for 14, 3 turnovers, 4 points. He didn't give us anything that night. Game 7, Hawks. 0 for 14. Not 1 bucket. 3 turnovers. You could have stayed home for that one, my man.
Boo.
Boo.
That's crazy. I just want to make sure that people heard you correctly from the first one, because I think some people think you said John Stockton when in fact you said John Starks, right?
I said Starks. I did not say John Stockton. I said John Starks. 2 for 18. Okay. Yes, sir. Right. Garbage.
Okay.
In that game 7.
Just because we don't want anybody regurgitating false news about John Stockton.
No,
that would be terrible.
That's not what happened. Not at all.
So I know you started off OKC in 5. Have you been swayed, or is it OKC in 7?
It's OKC in 7. I know that because there's two things can be true, Ox. So we haven't had the Halliburton game yet, right? We haven't had the Halliburton game that we saw in Milwaukee or in Cleveland or in New York. We haven't had the Halliburton game. However, we also haven't had that ass whooping from Oklahoma City yet neither. That hasn't been here yet. So, and I think that they already took an ass whooping in game 6. So
right.
I studied history in college, and one of the things I learned is one ass whooping deserves another. So I could very well see I could very well see Oklahoma City putting a foot to Indiana's ass in game 7, because I'm looking at the dynamic of this and I'm looking at everything that's set up. So, and again, I believe in cinema. I do. I believe in cinema, and I believe in things being set up a certain way. So you telling me, right? You telling me that a 4th seed who pushes this to game 7 is going to go into Oklahoma City and beat the leading scorer, the league MVP, the Western Conference Finals MVP, and the league MVP, and possibly throw a monkey wrench in the Finals MVP. That's what I'm understanding. I don't see it happening, Ox. I don't. I if that were to happen, I would be blown away. The cause and effect wouldn't make any sense to me. I feel like the earth would be turned upside down. Even though I am so here and I'm so prepared to talk about the Indiana Pacers as the NBA champions, that would completely blow my mind. And on top of that, Ox, we at a point now where you seen on my cards. You seen like we're in game 7, Ox. It's not like I'm doing something. I'm doing something slick. You seen all my cards. I seen all your cards. Let's get it.
Yeah. Real quick, I just want to say, I'm about to get to the lobby in a couple seconds, y'all. So I know a couple people are waiting. Breezy, don't go nowhere if you can. I'm about to pull you up first, dog. Just give me a couple more seconds. Yeah, chill. I'm going with Indiana. I'm gonna go with Indiana on this one, chill. I think what I saw yesterday was just a clear sign that Indiana got their number. So I'm gonna say that I'm rocking with TJ, chill. I'm rocking with TJ. I think he's a spark plug that you need.
You've been down with TJ. I just can't. I'm having a difficult time seeing Oklahoma City lose this thing at home in their building, game 7, with the season that SGA has had. Led the league in scoring, won the league MVP, won the Western Conference Finals MVP, a chance to win the NBA championship and be the Finals MVP. I can't see it. I can't see them squandering this. I can't.
Yeah, and you know, chill. I think we talked about J-Dub, and I got nothing but respect for J-Dub's game. I knew he was already a baller. He surprised me with this playoff run, though. He did.
Sure.
But now that I've seen it, I know he's capable. So I'm not going to go back on that now. You know what I'm saying? He's capable. But chill. I don't think he's ready for Pascal Siakam. I think when they put Pascal on him and he might get that match, I think Pascal wins out. I think Pascal's, I don't want to say dominates. I don't think he's going to dominate J-Dub, but I think Pascal, I don't see the Thunder having an answer for him. And as a matter of fact, we spoke on that from the beginning of the series. I already said that I don't think Chet can get with Pascal. I know iHeart can't, and I don't think J-Dub is big enough. I think Pascal Siakam can have his way if he's aggressive, and I do think TJ McConnell is a spark plug that you need that can come and take a game that's close, put your team up 6-7 points, and maintain and play good defense. Get to chill. And 90% of the time when TJ gets the ball, he's getting 2 feet in the paint.
Yes, he is.
2 feet in the paint and getting whatever he wants.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's getting to the rim for layups. He's getting in, kicking it out. And that's the only reason I was saying about the point guard thing. I need my point guard to be able to shift the defense. When I penetrate the defense, I get to the paint. I'm shifting the defense. I'm collapsing the defense. I'm making the help side defense come. So that's what I mean by being a great point guard. And I think TJ McConnell is that. And of course, Tyrese Halliburton, he looked good. He looked good as far as the injury. Nimhard, I got Indiana. Chill, I do.
Indiana Pacers winning the NBA championship. I just look at this. I look at this Oklahoma City team, and as bad as Chet has been shooting the long ball, I don't think he needs to be particularly great at the long ball line, but I do think that he needs to be a threat. He just hit. The one he hit was in Game 5. He hasn't done anything since then. But I don't think that the long ball is the biggest issue more than it is the physicality. I think that's been disrupting him. I think that once we can get, I think if we can get him in the paint and get him some easy buckets early, I think that we can have a better opportunity. I think they can have a better opportunity. And I think that just like what happened in Game 4, and also I want to say in Game 2 or Game 3, just like what happened in Game 2. I think that Oklahoma City's rotation players are going to be big on tomorrow night. Big. Isaiah Joe. I'm surprised Jalen Williams hasn't played more. I'm still blown away by that. But
yeah, me too.
I'm surprised he hasn't played more. But guys like Isaiah Joe and Wiggins, Alex Caruso, I think these guys are going to be instrumental for these guys winning on Sunday night. Huge.
Yeah. I do think it's going to be hard to play Isaiah Joe. I think Aaron Wiggins, when he gets in there, because I believe that was Game 5. Right, Game 5, Aaron Wiggins had a really good game at home. Yeah. And I mean, I don't think he's as bad as Isaiah Joe on defense, but I just don't know how much they could play if you got guys that are really just attacking and taking advantage of that.
But we got guys who protect him, though. We do. We got guys protect him, though.
Certainly, but with that being said, I mean, Cason Wallace has been nothing but lunch. I'm talking about a lunch buffet. He's been a lunch buffet, like here, take it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, so if you put it that way, maybe Isaiah Joe can get some of those minutes, maybe be a threat from outside. I just I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm sure Coach Dagenau has it figured out. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't need my help. So I'm just here for a good game. And that's more important than anything. I don't care if the Pacers win the championship. I don't care if the OKC Thunder win the championship. I just need a good Game 7 because this is the last game of the season, so I needed to end with the bang. Now, with that being said, I'm going to get to a couple of these super chats and then go straight to the lobby. First and foremost, we're going to start with Ulysses Ventura. He's been a member for 5 months. Sent a super chat saying KD plus Jokic. KD to the Nuggets. You don't like that, you?
I don't mind it. I don't. I don't mind it. That's another bucket getter that they don't have. But I can tell you right now, my man, like the bomb squad era is over. It's done. That you guys, like, I just don't see it anymore. I don't.
I think you can have a bomb
squads. I don't see it anymore.
Okay, so that's it. So the manufacturing bomb squads, but if you can grow homegrown,
that's different.
Organically get a bomb
that's
squad.
Completely different. No. Yeah. But the manufacturing bomb squads and jumping on crews, no, I think those days are over.
Eric Espinoza with a super chat. What's up, fellas? As a Spurs fan, I'm hearing around Spurs circles is that the package pretty much is Vassell Barnes 14th second round capital. If the Suns are asking more than that, I'm out, to be honest. So wait, let me make sure I'm sure about got this right. So Vassell Barnes, the 14th pick in second round capital?
Maybe some future two.
Future two. Okay.
Maybe a future two.
I think I could do that shit.
Yeah,
I think I could do that.
I don't hate that at all.
I think I could do that, yeah. I would like to keep Harrison Barnes and maybe give up another young player, but you want Harrison Barnes, I understand it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I know Harrison Barnes is going to be tired of getting replaced with Kevin Durant, though.
I know he's sick of that because I know I would
be. One more super chat from 0287. OKC need to stop being so prideful. Indy spacing the F out of OKC and letting TJ go one-on-one. He's cooking.
What is prideful about OKC? I mean, OKC, they take pride in defense. They take pride in one-on-one defense, but they also take pride in help defense too. I just think that TJ is doing a great job in getting downhill. TJ doesn't have one guy on that Oklahoma City team that includes J-Dub, that includes Alex Caruso, that includes Lou Dort, that he's looking at like this dude can stay in front of me. He thinks that not one of them dudes can stay in front of him. He thinks that. So I don't think that OKC is being prideful more than TJ McConnell is just doing a great job of getting downhill.
Yeah. Magic versus Cavs Eastern Conference Finals next season. Mark my words.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, Deuce. I think I can get behind that. That's a super chat from Rock Out Deuce. I think I can get with that. I'm not gonna lie. I think next year. I think about it. Yeah, I think the Magic are my favorite out of these next year. As of today, I think the Magic are my favorite. But let's get to the. You got Cleveland winning it next year.
Next year, yep, I do.
Yeah. Let's get to the lobby. Let's see if Big Fan Breezy got something to say. What's up, Breeze? You still here?
Yeah. Real quick. First off, I love the show. I'm enjoying the entire show. And the Rochester Royals won the first Game 7 versus the Knicks back, the first Game 7 ever. And I think the fans win ultimately. But I gotta go, y'all. I love the show.
Good to talk to you, Breeze. Absolutely.
Yeah. So the Rochester Royals, shout out to them.
Of that.
Whoa, wait, chill. Okay, so 0287, he sent a follow-up super chat what he meant about being prideful. So are we to this point already, chill? Are we to the point of double teaming and blitzing TJ McConnell?
Yes, Ox. Hell yes. Hell yes. We gotta keep him out the paint. He's killing us.
He's that dude. I'm telling y'all.
He is killing us. We gotta get the ball out of his hands. He is killing us.
Sir.
100%. Hell yes.
Sir.
We can definitely jump him more than we do. Yes. He is killing us. You just said it yourself, Ox. Putting 2 feet in the paint. That's killing us. Getting to the rim, scoring with the weak hand. Yes.
Chill. If I see TJ McConnell come out today and his primary matchup is Lou Dort,
you know what time
I'm gonna know. Yeah, TJ is the Finals MVP. Yes, sir. Oh man, I love that. Oh man, let's get back to the lobby. Who we got? My man. Oh, let's go. Johnny, we got the exposer in the building. What's up?
Peace and blessings, Ox and Chill. What's good, brothers?
Peace, God.
Nothing much. First off, I gotta send Ox his props, man. TJ is that dude, bro. TJ needs more minutes. Get TJ on the floor as much as you can if you are the Indiana Pacers. So shout out to you for always calling them out and defending that, man, because that guy is literally changing the series. He literally has changed the series, and this is a great series. I cannot wait for Game 7, bro. But now I got to get on you, Chill. Did you really say John Stockton would be top 3 in today's NBA? Did you really say that?
I did say that. I said that with a straight face. Yes, I did. I don't think y'all dudes understand how good John Stockton was when he was in his prime. John Stockton had a 3-year stretch from 88 to 91 where he went 17 and 13 on a 5-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Like if we got a dude running around in the NBA today,
that's what I was going to ask you, though. I was going to ask you which Stockton you were talking about. I was going to see if you were talking about the late 80s and early 90s Stockton. That's what I was going to ask you. That's why I wanted to make sure who you were talking about. Okay, okay.
I'm not talking about, like, people only see Stockton from the finals. That's the 34, 35, 36-year-old Stockton.
Yeah, because you always... Yeah, because you said the Zesties are necessary, so you talk to them a lot. So they only tell you about 98 Stockton. They don't know nothing.
They don't know about 89 Stockton. They don't know about 90, 91, 92. They don't know about first team All-Pro Stockton. That was the second team All-League defender who was elite on both sides of the ball. They don't know about that dude. No,
they don't know about that. You know, last night's show we were talking about ring culture, and I showed them John Stockton's career to who was the gentleman that I showed him to, and they actually chose the other gentleman over John Stockton, Tony Parker. They said Tony Parker. They said they would pick Tony Parker's career. And mind you, you didn't know who was the champion or not the champion. It was hilarious, but I still think that is a little bit outrageous. Chill. He, as good as John Stockton was, he wouldn't be on the level of SGA. And you said he was better than Tatum.
Today. Like, I tell you what, we having a conversation. We definitely having a conversation.
We always having a conversation. You always having a conversation. Y'all always trying to have conversation. So what's the conversation if OKC does not win a game 7? Because you got your partner in the comments already saying a lot of zesty logic here.
Well, the conversation, Jay, is I think that Oklahoma City, they got to blow it up. There's gonna be a knee-jerk reaction. They'll do some dumb shit like put Chet on a trade block, even though this is year 2 for him. And this is the first time he's had an opportunity to go deep in the playoffs like this.
Mm-hmm.
But immediately, because they lost in game 7 to an inferior team, we're not there yet. So we may have to upgrade and move off of Chet. And I would not be surprised if they lost, if the Kevin Durant talk started again.
For real? Chill. So you are always a defender of stick it. Let's keep the crew together. Let's keep this unit moving.
I don't want to touch this thing. I don't. But if they lose, I wouldn't be surprised if I heard, there's rumblings in Oklahoma City that Kevin Durant may be back. I would not be surprised if I heard that.
Listen, I'm not picking against the Pacers, and I'm definitely not picking against OKC. I don't know who's going to win this game. I just know it's going to be a great game. But I'll leave, and you guys can answer this question. For the Pacers to win, what will it take for the Pacers to win? Will it be OKC choking, or will it be Indiana actually just stepping up and just doing something we've never seen before?
Well, Jay, look at what they just did in game 6, and look at what they did in game 1. I mean, I don't think there was anybody who had 20 in game 1. I don't think there was anybody who had 20 in game 6, but we had a balanced attack.
Mm-hmm.
They stayed with their transition game. They kept the pressure on. They kept the pressure on Oklahoma City's transition defense, and they basically made them shoot themselves out of the game. I don't think Oklahoma City does that at home, though. I don't.
Yeah, but they shot bad in game 4 and still won that game. Again, OKC didn't take advantage of the moment. They really was resting. Okay, we still got a game 7. They really didn't come into that game. And obviously, Siakam was calling in the ancestors. We all saw that before the game. He called in the ancestors. Once you call in the ancestors, it's a wrap. The ancestors is here. They were ready. They were ready. That was what was up right there. So again, I can't wait for game 7. I always appreciate a Saturday afternoon with you two fine gentlemen talking basketball. Yes, and as usual, as long as you're talking basketball, you won't be exposed. So at the end of the day, peace and blessings, brother.
Good to talk to you, my man.
I still want your answer though, Ox, on that when I get off. Let me know your answer about Indiana or OKC or who's gonna win as far as what it will take to each team to win. But peace and blessings. Sure. All right, brother. All right, peace. Man.
Yeah, I mean, to answer that question though, I think I kind of spoke on it a little earlier, just to re-go over that. Chill. I think it's Pascal Siakam. I think with Pascal Siakam going.
If we get a 35 game from him, Ox, could we get something like that? Could we get like a 35 game from him? Could we get something like a 32, 9, and 3 steals game from him?
Chill. If we get that from Pascal, I'm guaranteeing victory from the Pacers. But I don't even know if it's a certain number as much as it's just him being aggressive on offense and defense and getting out in the open court and running. Need Pascal to be a gazelle and just get up the court. Yep. And in the half court offense, if he catches and it's anybody, I think it's a complete mismatch. Anybody that's 1-on-1, anytime Pascal Siakam is 1-on-1 inside the 3-point line, He needs to go straight to it. And when he has J Dub there too, it's that little, and it's the little dirt, that little boom, the little fadeaway. Pascal got that. That's in his bag. That's a go-to. That's a layup. So I think Pascal Siakam is the one. I think he's the guy that has to be. He has to have a Finals MVP performance today. And that's what I think they need to do. And just keep doing what they're doing. Just keep attacking, and playing great defense, because I would go as far to say, Chill, that the Indiana Pacers have been playing better defense than the OKC Thunder in this series.
You know what, Ox? I don't hate that. I was thinking the same thing. The physicality is different. I think the gaps are different. I think the transition defense is a lot better. I don't hate that at all. I don't. I think the rebounding has been great. No, I don't hate that at all, Ox. I don't.
Yeah, I think Indiana's defense has been better than OKC's defense.
And I think
if Pascal Siakam can start out early and just give him that quick boost, I think the Pacers could win this championship, and I wouldn't be shocked at all. Let me see. Oh, real quick, hold on, guys. Oh no, I already read that one. No more super chats. Okay, let's get back to the lobby, and we got a Hall of Famer in the lobby. We're gonna go straight to Jason Grills. Chill, Grills, what's up?
Yeah, we'll see.
Damn, that's not a Hall of Fame mic, brother. Let's see what Classic got on his mind. Classic, what's up?
What's up? Can you guys hear me good?
Yes, sir. You good?
What's up? Yeah, man. I'm excited for this Game 7. I'm surprised we got here.
Yes.
I was scared that they were going to lose Game 6, but they did it, and so now it's one more game, man. And I really hope the Pacers can pull it out, man. Because like I said, I'm a fan of the Eastern Conference teams, and I really believe that they have the better teams, and that they play better team basketball. But Ox, I really want to get on you about the Tracy McGrady logic, and I think it's disrespectful to the greats in this game for you to say that you believe he would have won championships if you put him on some of the teams that Kobe was on. A guy that never made it past the first round is all of a sudden going to win a championship with Paul Gasol and Shaq.
But wait, real quick, because those two things. See, that's the type of arguing that I hate, because that doesn't even correlate. Those two things don't go together at all. I can't say that I can't. So we're talking about a whole different team. I'm taking this guy off of this team and putting him on better basketball teams. So the fact that he never made it out of the first round with inferior teams doesn't really have anything to do with what he would do on a much more superior team. You see what I'm saying, Classic?
No, I don't see what you're saying at all. Because, I mean, what's the point of watching the games if you can just come to that conclusion that a guy that never made it past the first round would be a 4-time champion if you replaced him with a player that just
just
a winner? Yeah, a 5-time champion. I don't see, like, if we can come to those conclusions, like, I don't really see the point of watching the games. And like I said months ago, when Jokic dropped that 60-point triple-double, let's just change the rules of the game, since the winning part just doesn't matter anymore. Because Tracy McGrady just did, like, he was a great athlete and a great entertaining player, but I think whenever you win, it takes intangibles that I don't think that he had. Like, you don't hold that against him, Ox, that he never made it past the first round.
Well, Classic, I said earlier, when you were here, I saw you in the comments. So I said it when you were here. I said that not making it out of the first round is inexcusable. That's inexcusable. Right. There's no excuse for that. But not winning a championship, I completely see why he didn't win the championship. He didn't have any championship worthy teams except for maybe the year Yao got hurt. Other than that, he never had a championship level basketball team, and I don't think any of us can say he did. Nobody will say that Tracy McGrady had a championship level basketball team. Never.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
So,
also, Classic. I also said that I don't think Tracy McGrady had the carryability of Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? I think Kobe with some of those teams probably would have got out the first round and probably lost in the second. But so it wasn't a knock at Kobe. It was more so me saying it was a knock at Tracy McGrady's teammates more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, but for me, it's not even about the carryability, Ox. Even if you put a prime Tracy McGrady with Shaq, they still not winning the championship in my eyes. Like a prime Kobe and Shaq, Scottie Pippen and Rasheed Wallace and Bonzi Wells took them 7 games. That was a close series. If you replace Kobe with Shaq, they're not getting past the Trailblazers in 2001. Like
Wait a
it's
second. So
it's a large gap.
you're saying that in those 3 seasons, 2000, 2001, 2002, if you put Tracy McGrady on those teams with Shaquille O'Neal, they don't win any rings.
They don't win any rings, and they probably won't even make it to they probably won't even make it to the finals, honestly. Because I think it's a big jump. You're going from never making it past the first round of championship. You just skipped a whole bunch of levels. I don't see how you can, like some players that like a Kevin Garnett, maybe I could see he would have had more championships on different teams. A Paul Pierce would have had more championships. A Steve Nash, but a Tracy McGrady, I don't see how you can make that jump from not making it past the first round.
The reason why you saying that, the reason why you saying that is because we've seen the totality of Tracy McGrady. That's why you saying that. We don't know what Tracy McGrady looks like from 2000 to 2003 on that Laker team with Shaq. We ain't talking about what he did throughout his career. We talking about what Tracy McGrady as a youngster would look like with Shaq in that triangle offense. He's playing in that system with Shaquille O'Neal. I don't think there's any logic that you can give me that they wouldn't win the NBA championship.
Okay,
Shaq is the man.
So what
Shaq
about if you replace Tracy McGrady with the Allen Iverson team on one that went to the finals? Do you think that the 76ers still go to the?
That's like him in Orlando, but better.
But that's what I'm saying. Would he get to the finals on that 76ers team?
I think that he would have a shot because, again, they got a lot of things to supplement. They had the defensive player of the year on that team. They had the 6th man of the year on that team. They had the coach of the year on that team. They had a lot different team, that Philadelphia team. Even though Philly might not have been as talented as everybody else, but they had much better talent than he had in Orlando. Even though I feel like he should have gotten out of the first round, but he would have gotten a lot further with that Philly team than he did with any of those Orlando teams, no doubt.
Got you. Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys having me up, man. I still don't get how you guys can come to that conclusion, but man, you guys have a good one.
Yes, sir.
All right, Classic. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard one. I think it's
really not though, Ox, because again, what we're talking about Tracy McGrady. You've seen all of it. That's why he's saying that, because you've seen it all already, right? We ain't seen Tracy. We don't know what Tracy McGrady looked like at 22 years old, like Kobe Bryant running with a prime Shaq. We don't know what he looked like then. We don't know what he looks like with Phil Jackson coaching him. We don't know what he looks like with a great Robert Horry and Derek Fisher running with him and Rick Fox. We don't know what he looks like there. We have no idea, but we do know what he looks like as the man playing on inferior teams. We know what that dude looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know this isn't a knock to Kobe because he was great at young. You know, he was great in 2000, 2001, 2002. He was amazing. But I think there's a couple guards that I think if they played with prime Shaq, probably get it done. And so, you know, that's it. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I think Jason Grills got his mic fixed. Let's pull up Jay Grills. What's up, Grills?
Yeah, is it better now? Is it better?
You hot? You hot?
Yeah, I was on the wrong mic. That's my fault. No, but I came to ask you about the. So I was like really thinking about this for probably since the game like, what 2 days ago, and you got to think about the OKC and Pacers, 2 different styles, and I think this has always been very interesting to me that the Pacers always go about basketball where they tell your star like, "Hey, try to beat us." They always tell the star, "Okay, try to beat us. You got it. Your rest of your team, y'all can't do nothing. Your star got to try to beat us." The OKC though, they're telling us that their star, they can't do nothing. Role players, you guys gotta beat us. So I want to ask you, which side of like defense do you agree with more? Like the star trying to beat us or making a role player trying to beat us?
You always want that. Always. As a coach, if you look at, like, for example, Mark Dagnall is looking at the Indiana Pacers, and if Pascal Siakam can go for 40, good luck. Good luck with that. If we can slow down all the rest of these dudes, and he go for 40, you good luck trying to beat us. Hell yeah, we want that. We don't want Pascal Siakam going for 20 and Tyrese Halliburton going for 18 and Mathurin going for 19 and Nesmith going for 16 and Obi Toppin going for 15. Hell no, we don't want that. We want one dude doing it. Yes. We want one dude trying to do it, no doubt.
But when I look at OKC, the way they defend, they like if you look at this whole playoffs, they keep the star and probably the number 2 completely out the game. You see the Pacers, they're keeping just a second option or rest of these role players out the game. There's a reason why you see people like Giannis, like D. Mitch, Brunson, Cat, all these like great scorers, like they're not getting defended to the level you think they would. But then when the Pacers want to lock up the stars, like you can see they obviously can do it. They're locking up Shea when they need to. So I would think that. Wouldn't you say that OKC we need to change their philosophy about guarding these star players by like trying to keep Siakam, OB, Neesmith, TJ out the game a little more? Probably try to let Hallie rock.
Well, initially I thought that I wanted those other guys to do it. I wanted Pascal. I wanted Obi Toppin. I wanted Neesmith. I wanted all of those other guys to do it. And they've shown that when you get a balanced attack, they can do it. So, yeah, absolutely. I now want to slow them dudes down and make Pascal Siakam. To your point, yes, I would want to do that. Sure.
All right, got you. That's about all I came out there to ask today. That's all I wanted to ask.
Yep,
for sure. All right, Grills, appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, have a good one.
That was
See what y'all need. Yeah. See what y'all need to do is become Hall of Fame members, like my man Grills. He was able to click on the link and skip the line. Now let's get back to things. Who we got next? We got my man Leaf Diggy. What's up, Leaf?
What's
Leaf,
going on?
It's a beautiful Saturday, Leaf. Could you please get excited?
No, because it's a heat warning out here, bro, and it's gonna get even hotter. That's why I'm not excited, Bobby.
I mean, that's beautiful.
No, it's not beautiful. It's hot. It's muggy. It's uncomfortable. It's New York. It stinks. It's a lot of
it always stinks.
I didn't need you to co-sign that shit.
Y'all got trash. Y'all got trash all over the streets and shit.
Bobby, I don't need you to
what you want,
Leaf? At all.
Leaf, what you want, yo?
Listen, the real reason why TJ McConnell was going off because they're not playing him the full length of the court. They're not playing him the same way they play TJ McConnell and the same way they play Nembhard. When he comes up the court, they're not even pressuring the ball. They're not even up on him past the three-point line. They're giving him space and they're allowing him to go one-on-one, not realizing that the other dudes that he's on the court with can shoot and they're spacing the full out for him. So they basically giving him one-on-ones. That's why Wiggins and that's why Case and Wallace are basically chicken McNuggets, especially when they go.
Why
especially
you think that is, though? Why aren't they able to pick him up full court? What's the problem with that? Why aren't they able to do that?
It's not that they're not able; they're not picking him up full court. When you pressure him, like TJ McConnell. Listen, the history of TJ McConnell. Historically, he's known as a risky player. When you start to pressure him, when you start to put pressure on him, that's when he starts to make mistakes. There's a reason why he comes off the bench, bro. Like, and I understand that he's been an impact in this series. It's mostly because he's had the spacing to do what he needed to do. To get down here, to get in the paint.
That's plenty of other players that you can say that, you know, especially rotation players in particular. But would it possibly be, could it possibly be that Indiana is forcing the issue in a transition? So it's not as easy to pick him up in transition early. It's not as easy consistently to pick him up in transition.
They are forcing the issue, but we came into the series talking about how the Thunder can counter-react anything defensively. We came into the series talking about how the Thunder has a counter-reaction for anything that the Indiana Pacers would want to do. If you can speed the game up, they have the transition defense to do that. They have the transition defenders to do that. They have the passing lane defenders. They have the on-ball defenders. Yep. They have all types of defenders to do that shit. You said so yourself, Chill.
Mm-hmm.
So the reality of it, man, I need y'all to stop bullshitting around and get this shit over with. This is one of the reasons why they in the series to begin with. If
bullshitting around, we in game 7. What do you mean bullshitting around, Lee? Indiana's played great. Indiana has forced the issue. This series ended up turning into something complete opposite of what you thought it was going to be. What I thought it was going to be. Give Indiana some credit, Leaf. Stop with the bullshit. Stop it. This Indiana team is damn good, Leaf. Stop with the bullshit. This is not a fluke. This is not something that, well, damn. No, to win one game, okay, I can get with that. But to force this thing to 7 games, this Indiana team is serious, Leaf. Cut the shit. There is no gimmick here. There is no fluke here. This is a good-ass team, Leaf. Stop it, man.
This is not about me downplaying Indiana.
Yes, you
at all.
are. Because you know what the correct answer is coming up here, Lee? The correct answer is, you know what? Indiana is a lot better than what I thought they were. This transition offense is a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. TJ McConnell is a lot better than what I thought he was going to be in this series. Pascal Siakam is a great transition player. That's the correct answer. Not, they need to stop it and get this bullshit over with. Like what Indiana is doing is some high school shit that could be figured out like that. Because that's not what's going on, Leaf.
Listen, if they did everything I said that they were supposed to do to TJ McConnell in terms of playing him the same way that they played the other guards and the other ball handlers on Indiana, they probably don't jump off the top rope. They probably wouldn't be in the situation that they're in right now. They probably won't. Now that covers that. Now, as far as Game 7 goes, I got OKC, but I'm not really excited about it because I feel like they've been doing a lot of the stuff off talent. And yes, you're right, Bobby. They have Indiana has played better defense than OKC in this series. I think they play better team ball. They play better unified front ball in this series, bro. Like, and this is one of the reasons why they in this series and they in the Game 7 to begin with. And they have a chance to do the unthinkable and beat arguably one of the most historic regular season teams that we've seen in years. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they definitely get credit from me. But OKC, they need to show that they're a lot more better than the talent that they just got on the court. They need to make the right adjustments. They need to make the right sacrifices. They need to make everything work in Game 7, and they're going to be at home. It's going to be loud as hell. And they need to listen. If they lose this shit, bro, like you already know. I'm vicious. When you fuck it up, bro, like I'm vicious, bro, like because I know a lot of y'all in the chat, y'all some of the most vicious, nasty, disgusting basketball fans when it comes to narrative, bro. But if OKC messed this up, I promise you, I'm lowering the boom any and everywhere I could go, and I promise you, y'all gonna do the same shit. Everywhere
really?
Y'all go, bro.
You know, when you gotta lower the boom, you know where to come. Just come click on the link.
But before I go, about the Stockton top 3 situation, bro. Like, I mean, that's kind of a reach to me. I mean, I don't even think Stockton was top 3 top 3 player in his era.
Well, he played in the better time. They're better players.
So, Lee, just so you know, I know it's hot in New York. It's even hotter in Texas. That's all I gotta say, brother.
I know it's hotter in Texas, but I'm preparing for it. But guess what? New York is gonna get a 100-degree day before the part of Texas I'm getting. That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, that's wild.
Oh man, you need to embrace them triple digits, Leaf.
For real,
we love it. We love it because
you're leaving 12, you're leaving 7, you're leaving 15. Leave. No more freezing cold days. No more.
I am leaving that, but we did. Texas did get some frozen days on this year. Early.
Oh yeah, they freeze down there too. My thing, Leaf. Turn your AC on, brother.
That's really it's blowing right now, Ox. It is right now. It's 92 degrees.
I always got to figure everything out for you. Leaf, turn your air conditioning on.
You really don't. You really shouldn't have to, Ox.
Real quick, let's try to. I'll see you leave. All right, real quick. D Reed, what's up, fam? You still here?
What's up with my guys? Can y'all hear me? Am I good?
Sir. Mike sound
Mike a little shaky.
Mike a little shaky. See if we can get you back.
What about now? Can y'all hear me?
Now you hot.
Okay,
good. What's up with y'all, man? I ain't talked to y'all in a minute. I know it's the end of.
Oh, damn.
Running good, brother. Running good, yo.
Hey, so I got one question real quick because I've been thinking about it. Ain't about the finals. It's just a question I had. So, you know how we talk about, when we talk about skill sets, your ability to rebound, your ability to score, you know what I'm saying? All that. Do you consider staying healthy an ability, or is that like more of a luck thing?
I think it's an ability, to be honest with you.
Your ability to stay healthy, like you don't got to play all 82, but you know what I'm saying, like the high 70s, and then like a playoff run. You feel like that's a skill you have as a player. You can develop that.
There's a reason why guys take care of their bodies to stay healthy. There's a reason why guys do that, so they can stay healthy. And it has you definitely need some luck on your side. I ain't gonna argue that point, but you definitely can you definitely can take care of your body and stay healthy. You can definitely do that. Yes.
Okay. And who y'all got taking it all? Who y'all got taking Game 7? I don't know if y'all said it already.
I got Oklahoma City.
I got the Pacers.
Yep. I got Oklahoma City.
Yep.
All right.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
fellas. I'm gonna tap back in with y'all, man. I'll see y'all Monday.
You know where to find us at.
For sure.
All right, Durant. Okay, real quick, before we get up out of here, let me bring my man Deuce up to the stage real quick. Rock out, Deuce. What's up, fam?
What up, fellas, man?
What up?
Hey, man, I'm excited about this offseason. And you know what I want to talk about, man. That Bane trade broke my motherfucking heart, man. That shit broke me, bro.
Who you giving us, Deuce? Because you're going to have to give us one of them. Ja or Triple J?
I've been meaning to talk to you, man. Y'all not getting no goddamn Jaren Jackson and Brandon Clark, man. What the hell you even want them for, Ox? You got Sabonis.
Nah, but Triple J and Sabonis, that's crazy. Come on, y'all. Triple J and DeMontis together? Come on.
All right. Ox, are y'all going to beat the Thunder with that squad?
Yeah, we're not worried about the Thunder.
That's the top dog in the West, though. You got to worry about the top dog.
They're really not, but all right.
Oh my God, man. But yeah, man, that trade kind of left me confused. I'm just hoping that we don't use these picks as like for the draft. I'm hoping we can trade for somebody big. I don't even want anybody really big, honestly, because I've been hearing a lot of rumors about getting D-Book, and I don't even think we need a D-Book for the squad. I'm kind of looking at Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy might be a nice fit. Because I think the look they're trying to go with is this new.
I love how dudes like think that they could just take dudes off other people's squad and put them on their squad. What you think that the New Orleans Pelicans doing with Trey Murphy? You think they just gonna hand him over to y'all? You crazy?
For them picks, yeah, they got to.
Them picks. No, they building something down there in New Orleans. They ain't giving you him. Hell no. I don't think so, bro. No.
Who can I get? Who can I get with those picks, Jill? Who would you try to throw in with the squad to keep it competitive?
Or how about this for an idea? How about you draft somebody with them picks? How about that for an idea?
Oh, gee, that's the problem. We don't need no more rookies, dog. We got 2 all NBA first team rookies.
I'm telling you right now, you're not winning the NBA championship next year on any move. You're not getting Giannis, right? You're not getting Joker. That's not happening. So let's kill that logic right now. You so thirsty to win right now. Because you so thirsty to win right now because your boys should have been Oklahoma City. That's what your problem is right now. But it's not, unfortunately. So you know where you at? You are in a space where you got to keep building. You got Ja, you got this kid Wells, you got Jackson, you got Zach. Keep doing it. You're not getting Giannis. You're not getting Joker. You're not getting Jason Tatum. You're not getting Luka. There is not one guy. You're not. So keep rolling with what you got.
OG, Ja gonna be 32 before you even know it. We keep stacking all these rookies. I mean,
what, 26, 25?
26, but bro, time fly. OG, time fly. And I'm so ready to win right now because Ja keep getting hurt every goddamn year. That's why I'm so thirsty to win.
Maybe y'all should trade Ja. Maybe y'all should trade Ja.
No, Ox, no, Ox. Not coming off Ja. Ja's the best Memphis Grizzlies franchise player of all time, man. We can't do that.
You ever heard of Zach Randolph?
That's what I was just about.
Ja better than Zach Randolph. Come on, Ox. What we doing?
Hey, my bad. Hey, Deuce, Claire is blowing me up. We 3 minutes over.
She calling me too. Let's go, fellas. Wrap this
up.
But
now we do got to wrap it up, though. You got any final words, though?
She literally just called me.
Nah, man. I just want to tell you, y'all not getting no goddamn Jaren Jackson, Ox. That's really what I wanted to tell you, man.
We'll take him off your hands.
Appreciate you, bro.
We'll take this one, Jaren Jackson up your hand.
I look, I put it into the trade generator, and it was successful. It was DeMar DeRozan. It was DeMar DeRozan, J Val, and the young fella Javon Carter for Triple J and Brandon Clark.
Like these dudes be wild as hell. They think that these teams just gonna hand over their young guys to them. No, what is going on? No, that's not happening.
Yeah, well, that was the move, man. But anyways, though, y'all, we are getting out of here. Look out, we might have a surprise panel episode tomorrow. Maybe that's just that's the rumblings going around. I'm not sure. Don't take my word for it. Hey, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's just what I heard. And we will definitely be on playback tomorrow for Game 7. You do not want to miss that. It's going to be the last game of the season, no matter who wins. So make sure you watch some basketball tomorrow. We'll be there. Other than that, we out of here. Never drink and drive, and drink some water.
You know where to find us at. Me and Ox, we here every Thursday and every Saturday. So you know where to find us at. We will see you soon. Till then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. Well, last time you talked to your mother. Call your mother. And if you're ever in the Portland area, you had too much to drink, yo, hit my man up. He'll make sure you get where you need to go. He got you covered. So we will see you guys soon. Until then, take it light, but take it. Absolutely, man. It was good to see you guys today. No doubt.
All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all tomorrow, man. Y'all make sure to watch some basketball. Peace.
Ada.